been a while, boys. It's been a while since we've had a Squadzilla, but if we're gonna come back and do an episode, it might as well be Destroy All Monsters, right?
Yeah.
Indeed.
It's been
The
a
one, big
while
one.
since we talked Godzilla today. Whatever that song is called.
Oh, we just got demonetized. God damn it.
Yeah,
That's all it
whatever.
takes these days.
That's all it takes. Yes. Yeah, well, it's good to be back and it's good to be talking about freaking Destroy All Monsters with y'all. Like this, oh god, yeah. I'm so glad we finally came back for this one.
Kids these days thinking Avengers was like the ultimate crossover. They didn't know. They didn't know
They
about
didn't know.
Destroy All Monsters.
They had
The
no idea
OG.
about it.
The
Well,
OG cinematic universe, the OG crossover extravaganza. This is where it all
The
began.
OG portal theme. The main or OG feeling of all the heroes coming in and just like, oh god, it's getting ham in here.
Exactly. Legendary.
Yeah.
Well,
But
I-
not legendary. They had nothing to do with this.
Mhm.
I've been told that this was like the first all-out brawl with monsters, like on the big screen, or I guess big screen was. I guess it was in theaters in Japan, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Mhm.
So this is my
Yeah.
first time sitting down watching it though, and I was like, man, the hype for this one was pretty high.
Mhm.
And I was like, we'll see how it goes. And I watched it and I loved it. And I was smiling like a dummy, being like, okay, I see why this one is praised so much. It's a ton of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, like the first thing like you'll notice with this movie is just how fast the monsters show up. Like it's just like usually it takes them like a good like 30, 40 minutes or something like that for a mall show. Like, no, it's just like, oh, here you go. Here are the monsters. There they are. You see them? You recognize them? Yeah. Well, we got a story for you today. Like it's gonna be great. Like you freaking see like Rodan eating sharks and stuff like that. It's like crazy. It's just like
There's so many of them.
mhm. It's awesome too, because it's like because it's so many of them that are just like, oh, like those are familiar faces. Of course, there's Rodan, there's Manila, there's Godzilla, there's like at the very end Ghidorah and all that stuff. But like you have all these monsters, like they come in, and then there's like monsters that we haven't really seen before. Like they make their appearances, and it's just like, oh, you're here too. Like hi, how are you doing here? Like freaking Manda and all that stuff. And it's just like, when were they introduced before? Like, where were you at? It's just like, it's so cool. Like,
Were
just
they
like,
from other series or something?
Tom, we like you, was
I
Manda from
believe
another city? Because,
I've never seen a movie with Manda like as the main monster if he's in
right.
it. I feel
Right,
like
exactly.
Mando just as like a monster would be hard to carry a film because that puppet is not the most articulate thing.
It's
But
really not
I mean
a
they made a
big
monster
scaly
movie, which
noodle.
is the same problem, but I don't know.
Mhm.
I know Varen had one. I don't know if Gorosaurus did because I haven't
Mhm.
seen any of them, but I know like a lot of like this is like when we compare this to Avengers, it's not just like oh it's a bunch of monsters on screen. Like Toho had this huge fucking roster of monsters and stuff they were doing, and they had like I think they also did like Zone Fighter and stuff. I don't know if that was before or after this movie, but they had like a bunch of fucking shit. And
Mhm.
this was them just saying like, hey, we have all these fucking suits. Just like put 7
Well,
people in them and just
hold on,
go
guys, one
ham.
second.
And that's kind of what
Mhm.
happened.
Right,
Um,
right.
and I don't know. It's like it's a spectacle. It's a thing to behold, especially you know when you first watch as a little kid. You're like, holy shit! Oh my god, they're all here. It's like
Yeah.
Smash Ultimate up in my fucking Godzilla movie. It's fucking crazy.
Exactly. It's like it's insane, like just seeing all these monsters just get loose and going ham on each other, like freaking escaping and just like destroying and stuff like that. And it's just like we're used to it from other videos, but just like the sheer amount of monsters there are, and just like seeing them all just like doing their thing is like so cool. Like, and weren't they like they were keeping them in like in nets and stuff, right? Like it was like okay, we have to keep them locked up here for this and this, right? Like that was the thing they were doing. Like if I remember,
Yeah.
because I watched this like
No,
2
hold
weeks
on.
ago. I want to make sure my thing was right.
Let's do a synopsis. Let's do a
Yeah,
quick
sure. Let's do
rundown
that.
explaining like, okay, what is this movie, synopsis, and then just talk about it.
Sure, let's do it.
All right,
Okay.
Tom, what's the synopsis?
So the synopsis of the movie is that it seems that this movie takes place in the near future of the time. Like humanity has like space travel. There's like this big moon base. You know, the whole world seems to be united. There's like the United Nations. It's like kind of the main governmental body that's referred to throughout the movie. So humanity's good. And like the big accomplishment they have in addition to like space travel and moon bases and all that shit is that they have somehow uh been able to corral all of Earth's monsters onto one island called Monsterland. Uh, Brilliant name. We're very good with names in the future. So all Godzilla, Rodan, Varan, Gorosaurus, Manila, everybody, all of them have all been
Yeah.
sequestered to this one island, and they have like some sort of custom like technology that keeps them all confined to this island. So like for some reason, if Godzilla wants to leave, some smoke comes out of a smoke machine. He's like, ah, fuck it. And for whatever reason, that dissuades the king of the monsters from going and doing what he does best. So for all intents and purposes, like the problem of monsters has essentially been solved, right? And
Right.
everything's good until things aren't good, and the system immediately fails, and all the monsters break loose and start destroying cities all over the world, and it becomes a big international incident, as worldwide destruction tends to be. And we find out, oh, there are aliens who have taken control of all the monsters and are trying to like forcibly cohabitate on Earth with humans. And the way they've decided to do this is not like come down, meet with like the president and be like, hey, we've been like displaced from our home planet, can we like chill in the mantle where it's nice and warm on the Earth? They're just like, no, we're forcibly here, we're blowing up your cities for reasons that doesn't make a ton of sense. Fuck you, buddy. And so we don't take too kindly to this. So it's war, and we go and we try and fucking kill these aliens and untake over the monsters. And we do, and then they stick Ghidorah on them, and they're like, haha, hey guys, we have Ghidorah. It's a space monster. It's way more powerful than any of your puny Earth monsters. And then like the main character of the movie is just like, I don't know if you've watched the last 3 Godzilla movies, but like we've
Yeah,
spanked Ghidorah like 4 times, all right? And then they all just like fucking just gang up on Ghidorah and beat the shit out of him, and it's fucking
curb
sick.
stomp his ass. Like they
Just-
get ghetto
it's-
with it.
It's like the final fight a fight is almost a misnomer. It's a slaughter. Ghidorah gets absolutely ass blasted immediately.
It's slaughterized.
There was like a scene where Godzilla was like kicking him in the back or something. I
Yeah,
was
they
like,
stomping his neck. It's like it really is like a gang fight. It's like you came to the wrong street, motherfucker. And then they just like bam,
Really
bam,
was.
bam. You just see him like stomping, like throwing his ass around. Like even Manila's getting in on it. And then like the freaking spider's like, oh, we got some for yo ass, and monster babies like we got some too. And they just like start chaining him down. It was just like pretty much like when you see a prison fight just happen,
Yeah,
like going down.
really.
It's like, dude,
It
the
was-
guy
it was-
just knocked around.
it was violent. I was like, that was the part that got me. It's like I've been told of the rumors of how like destroyed like Ghidorah gets in this fight. Because when
Right.
he showed up, I was like, okay, like it seems like it's kind of a hard fight for Ghidorah to win this, because it could be just Godzilla and it's still kind of tough. But like there's a lot of backup. I'm like, I wonder if it'll be close. Or maybe he'll win like 50% and then the other 50 he lose. I'm like, no, yeah, out of the gate, he gets his ass spanked. Like it's
He gets
Yeah.
like one good hit on Gorosaurus, and that's about as good as he gets.
Yeah,
And then-
pretty much. Yeah, dang, like freaking Anguirus was like trying to he gets like knocked over, and then like Godzilla's like, "What's wrong with you, bro? Get the fuck out!" It's just like he just goes at him. It's so good. It's just like he's like folding him and he's folding him. I love it. Like I love that entire fight so much, just because like everyone is just like, okay, you really think you can handle this? You don't want any of this. And Ghidorah's just like, bet, bring it. And like I like the thing that like got me, because like you mentioned how violent it was, Saber. It's like, yeah, like you see like when they're stomping Ghidorah, he starts coughing up blood, and it's just like, oh, yeah, they just destroyed
I
your
started to
trachea
feel
and
bad
stuff.
for Ghidorah, dude. I felt bad for Ghidorah. For a second, I felt bad. I was like, should someone help? Like,
Well, get
like,
out of
stop,
here.
stop, he's already dead.
It
Yeah,
really,
he's already dead.
it's exactly what happened. It was an absolute fucking slaughter, you
Oh
know?
my God. It's bad.
I mean, what's really fun about this movie too is that like there's no like Jack said, there's no like 30 minutes of just like slogging through the plot. Like this is just a cheesy B movie plot that immediately like there's barely any setup. It's like we have this island with all the monsters on it. No, we don't. That lasted enough as that sentence. Like, and then it's done. And then the aliens take it over. It all goes to shit. We have a bunch of great like short scenes of all these monsters destroying cities all around the world, and then we get in our spaceship, we got to go find the aliens, you know, And it's just a fun romp, even when the monsters aren't on screen. It's like all this like silly 60s space shit that goes on, and it's just fucking cool.
Right. Exactly. It's just like it's just fun. It's just fun to see like because again, of course it's gonna look cheesy, people in suits and puppets and stuff like that. But like when you watch it, like especially if you're a fan, like if you've been a fan for a while, it just takes you back to childhood and just like, oh, this is great, this is freaking amazing. But even now, like as Saber, who watching this for a first time, he enjoyed it freshly because it's just so well done in that regard. Like we love Godzilla movies, and it's just so fun to see like all these various creatures come in, and then like hell, they have like this freaking the human stuff isn't all that boring either, because like they have like this insane gunfight where people like shooting at each other and stuff like that. It's just like,
There's a
oh
couple
god,
gunfights.
yeah.
I think something that needs to be stated is, look,
Mhm.
these movies, as we've been watching them, have had a very interesting history when it comes to their treatment of women. This movie
Yeah,
takes it to a whole new level when the main character like backhands the woman and rips her
Right.
earrings out because they're
yeah,
controlling her. She just like mind
right.
control earrings in. And, like this is
Mhm.
like an event that's being covered on like international television because like
Mhm.
she's coming in to like broker a deal with the aliens because she's under their mind control, and he literally just like
Right.
batters her and rips her earrings out, and she just passes out from the pain. His hands are covered in blood, and he holds up the earrings. These are the mind control devices. This is what's going on. Don't mind the woman on the ground bleeding out. And it's just like, oh my god. And like, of course,
Right.
all the aliens are conspicuously all taking on the form of human women. Interesting. It's like really gets the noggin jogging of what they were thinking
Right.
of with this movie. But
Mhm.
yeah, the ethical treatment of the females continues to be really well represented in this one.
Right.
It's
Right.
kind of nuts, actually, how it just keeps getting more extreme as time goes on. Where it's like, oh, it's getting sexist, or more sexist, or it's getting more cheesy with like the sci-fi, like monsters and aliens. I'm here for it, man. Like this was the one where I was like, damn, like it's gonna be hard to top this. And that's my question for you guys: is this the peak? Like, is this it, or is
No,
I
there?
don't
no. This is one of the greats, but like there are certain ones that are like you'll see. Like I don't. There's certain ones where I'm just like I don't want to spoil it because
there's
Tom, you
there's
can back me.
there's never one that has this many monsters in it again in the the Showa series. Like this is like the most monsters per movie you're going to get. But there's still a lot of ridiculous shit and a lot of really good choreographed fights and stuff that come later that are
Mhm.
also just as entertaining. Um,
Right.
so, but like this really is because like I believe this was originally going to be the final Godzilla movie, right? Like that's
Yeah, I
Really?
think it was supposed to be the final Godzilla movie because like it was like, oh, we killed Ghidorah, we had all the monsters here, and then we were like, they're originally going to do that again. I don't, I'm not 100% on that, but I remember hearing that exact thing you're talking about, Tom.
But then they're like, wait a minute, like we just printed so much money. Why would we ever stop making these? And then that didn't
Yes, and
happen.
then we got some great old followers.
Yeah,
Well, I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
well, I will say this: like after following this, we do get like one of Godzilla's best like antagonists. I'll say that, like one of his most iconic ones. Like one of the
Oh,
ones you
true.
go like, oh, yeah. So it's like, oh, there's like Ghidorah, and then there's who we will get to later on, and then like they're the freaking Bebop and Rocksteady ones that come later on. So like, so it's like,
I know
Oh
you mentioned the
man.
Bebop and Rocksteady. That's oh shoot, it's the guy with the buzz hands or the drill hands, right? And the
yeah,
buzz saw
Gigan
there.
and Megalon. I just been calling like two henchmen like that, just Bebop and Rocksteady, just like it just fits. It's just like yeah, those two, yeah, Gigan and Megalon, and then like we'll get like
Oh
his
man.
arch. Mhm.
Oh, that's
That's gonna
right.
be a movie.
Look at them
Yeah,
dorky guys. I love it. They do. You know what? It's funny. Like even
Mhm.
on a visual level, I can pick up what you're putting down with the Bebop and Rocksteady. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
yeah. And then like we got freaking one of my favorites who we'll get to see. Like Tom hates his motherfucker, but I just can't wait to see
Who?
freaking Jet
Who?
Jaguar.
Oh
I can't
god.
wait. I wanted to actively watch that movie with
Yeah,
you and
that's one
Saber, Tom.
we have to watch that in a call
Because
or
I love
something.
that.
Oh,
I'm gonna be singing the song all the way through that.
yeah. Like we get cheesier than this, like by
Yes.
a lot by the time we're done.
Mm,
So
yeah. Oh yeah. But it's good. Like so far, what would you two say like like the most about this movie then? Like what are your like favorite parts that like besides the beatdown? Like we've all gushed about the beatdown so far. But, like what would you say like is your favorite parts
I
of it?
have to say
Mhm.
it's not supposed to be funny, but it is fucking hilarious when
Mm.
they break into the alien base, right? And they
Uh-huh.
come back from the moon and they're like, what the fuck's going on? They go to the base. It's been taken over by the aliens. They have the gunfight. They lose the girl, but they capture like the old scientist man. They bring him back and they're like, we need to take you to the UN. And they're trying to interrogate him. He doesn't say anything. He won't talk. And he just gets up. He walks over to the
Mm.
room, opens the window, and just jumps out and kills himself.
Dude, thank you for
That was
reminding me. Holy shit. My God, like I laughed so hard. I had to pause the movie, and because I was like, Laura, there's a dummy. Like we always get a kick out of dumb. Geez, speaking of Wonder Woman, right? But
right.
like yeah, just seeing him like his little floppy body floating down. I loved it, dude.
And
Oh,
And
dummies
it's
are
just
just
so good.
hilarious whenever you see him like fall and stuff like that. Like I fucking like anytime. I just think like Mac and Me has just made me love any dummy scene like that. Just where you just see the fucking body like and it just fall. It's just like looks so fucking yeah. I
Yeah.
love it.
It's funnier because like I don't know about you guys, but like we've been watching mostly the 1080p upscales that you can get on archive.org. So like
Mm.
all the effects that would have been masked by like blurry VHS are just in full view. Like you can see how the fucking everything's made, because it's all upscaled to like a degree that it never should have been. And
Right.
like for the dummy thing, which is like very blatantly like, oh, that did not age well. They were doing some really good like keying stuff in some of these shots. Like there's one shot in particular where they have like the miniatures of like the tanks and the army stuff coming in, and then
Mhm.
they hold on a shot where this like APC, this mini APC comes into view, and then but they key in like some actors that come out from the side. They walk in
yes,
front of it, do something, and then go back in, and it's like that's really complicated for these kinds of movies. They don't usually do composites like that. And like
Mhm.
you can like it has like really harsh edges like when you upscale it to like HD, and you can see where it's been like clipped, but like it's still a solid effect. And there's like a lot of shots like that that kind of really step the game up of like blending the miniatures and things. There's some shots where they
Right.
have like crowds running against backdrops that are more complicated than what's usually done. So like it's not like all just like really cheesy dummies. There was some good stuff that they were doing in this film.
Mm. Right.
which like I felt across the board like that when I was watching this. I'm like, I like the humans. There's good cheesiness. There's good like effects. There's good monster fights. There's a lot of monsters. This one was like where I felt like they were firing on all cylinders. I'm like,
Right.
yeah. Where Godzilla 1, of course, I feel like it's kind of like the black sheep because it's so just out there as far as like what they were getting at and how it's presented. Everything
Mhm.
else ever since has been a very cheesy. I guess I don't know. I guess the Godzilla 2 or Godzilla versus Anguirus, whatever. So that one was weird. I don't know. That the,
Right.
the
Right.
second the
Right.
second one feels weird, but like
You didn't like 10 minutes of just watching the same 3 shots of planes shooting at ice? That was
yeah,
so good. That was good.
I was like falling asleep watching that one, but this one was like all out fun where it's like, dude, I'm having a good time. I was just sitting there smiling. I'm like, I'm enjoying myself. This is a fun movie.
It's
By the way,
really good.
it was the UNSC. I remember that.
Yes. Yes, it was.
And I was like, wait, what? I'm like, did Halo borrow this?
Yeah,
I'm sure it's
that's
a
if you
coincidence.
wanna know what Master Chief looks like under the helmet, that's the main guy from this movie. That's Master Chief.
Right, right.
Right.
I
Mm.
I'm trying to think of anything else worth I mean, just seeing all the variety of monsters show up because there are some monsters where I'm like, who's that?
I
Right.
was wondering if there was some cut content in the final fight, right? Because like
Mhm.
they they go out of their way in the beginning showing like Varen
Mhm.
and Manda, and neither of them are in the final fight, despite the fact that they are there. You know, they show up, roll up to the final fight to fight Ghidorah, and they're just not there at all. And so I'm wondering if there was more, if there was like budget reasons or something, or just like, you know,
Yeah. Oh,
for
you didn't know
whatever.
about the original cut they were gonna do?
I have no
Because like
idea.
originally, like freaking like King Kong and Gamera and Ultraman, and then Evangelion, jeez,
Okay,
and
well,
all them were supposed to show.
you can spout as much bullshit as you want, Jordan.
Yeah,
All right.
but like, no, but I know what you mean though, Tom. Because it is
The
kind of weird.
original
But
version
like,
that happened on your dresser when you were like 10 with all your action figures. Like,
yeah,
yeah,
you
I
damn right
I
it
never
did.
saw that version. What can I say?
Yeah, you're damn right. No, but you know, like, because the thing because I noticed exactly what you're talking about there, Tom. But then, like, a part of me is just like, well, how would like Manda like work in the fight with Ghidorah? Like, would they have to keep spinning it around or something? Like, just have him go up and down? Because like, it's just there are just certain things where I go, I wonder how that would have worked. But uh, because
They're
I
just
feel
beating
like
the
you are
shit out.
correct.
Like if he's on the ground, Godzilla's stomping on Amanda, just slithers over and just like bites his nose or something. I don't
Yeah,
fucking know.
yeah, just tail
I'm
whip him.
helping.
I'm helping. Yeah, I'm helping you. Bam, bam, bam. Uh, damn.
Well,
It's
is there
good. It's good fun. It's good. And I think the nice thing about this movie too, right? If you're watching these podcasts and you're just like, yeah, listening to Godzilla is interesting. I don't have time to watch like 10 billion movies. You don't need any knowledge of Godzilla to jump in and watch this. Like it
Right.
definitely adds. It's not like Avengers in that it builds up on like previous movies. Like you can just drop in and be like, hey, they're dumb monsters are gonna punch each other, and that's all the pretense you need to know to enjoy this film. If you just want to sit down, kill 90 minutes, have a good time, this is the
Right.
one to get your popcorn and your soda and just sit down and like enjoy something in the hellscape that is 2020 and 2021. We're on like December like 37th right now or whatever. The year didn't end.
Right.
Have yourself a good time and watch them destroy all monsters.
Yeah. Well said.
boys, what's after this one?
This one is.
Which one is next, actually?
Let me look for myself because I forgot to destroy.
I didn't mention it while you're all looking it up.
Sorry, we're all fake fans. It's fine.
Yeah, we're all fake fans. Oh God.
My girlfriend got me something cool for my birthday, and again, we apologize to the audience. The schedule for Squadzilla has been a bit up in the air just because we got other work stuff going on, but it's starting to smooth out.
We have
But I got
live.
this really cool. It's called the Showa era films like Godzilla box set, but it's like not a box; it's like a book with how you open it. The DVDs or the Blu-rays or whatever are in it. I'll have to take a picture or show it on like the stream or like edit into the video here.
Yeah.
If I remember the edit.
All Monsters Attack is the new one after this.
Oh no!
Yeah. Oh no, mommy! That one.
We're going from the best one so far to literally the worst.
Wait, what's going on? What, I don't understand. What's wrong?
It's not
next
good.
one is Godzilla's Revenge. Oh,
it's you'll see. You'll see when we
you'll
see.
Yeah. You'll see.
Yeah, it is honestly one of the worst. I even as a kid, I didn't like this movie. So like that should tell you something. I liked a bunch of bullshit as a kid, but like this is one of the ones that was like, yeah.
I was like, why can't I remember which one's next? Now I remember why.
Exactly. I tried to forget it. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, but that's okay. It's smooth sailing from after that. After we get through this like bump in the road, it's all good. It's all good for like 10 more movies after that.
Yeah, exactly. Dude, like we only got freaking one after this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. We got 6 of the classic Godzillas, and then we go to the 90s Heisei Godzillas, technically 80s ones. Those are some of my favorites, like Tom's
wild. Yeah.
You got to see the one that made me cry. So yeah, there we go.
Yep.
Let us do it, man. But yeah, this was fun.
We just gotta power through this next one, and then we're good.
Yeah, and then we're good for like a good 10 movies. But yeah, man.
I'll have to brace myself for this next one then. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, thanks, folks, for watching us with Squadzilla. We'll see you all next time.
Later. Follow us on our social medias and our things, all linked below.